Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well. Today's going to be a day for testing out new things, which is always very exciting. So I've had quite a few deliveries in my PO box recently, and I've sort of been saving them to try on camera. There's a few new launches that I'm actually really intrigued by, and I think first impressions are very, very important. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be trying out this stuff. There's a few new things like foundations, primers. I've got some new highlighters to try that I'm really excited about. And yeah, we're just going to put them all on my face and see what I think. Hello, we are zoomed in now. So first up we have a new foundation launch from YSL. This is the Touche Éclat All-in-One Glow Foundation. Normally I wouldn't be that fussed about new foundations, but this one, as soon as I read what it was about, I was super intrigued and it sounds like something I'm gonna like. So this is kind of described as being the coverage of a foundation but the feel of a moisturizer, to the point where it's 50% water droplets. That's what I read. That is really intriguing to me and kind of different. So if this feels super lightweight and really airy and fresh, I'm absolutely going to love it. So I have those to try. As well as the foundation, YSL have also launched these 3 primers, which look incredibly weird and interesting. These are not the sort of colours you would expect to be putting on your face. So the first one is orange. It's kind of like more of a peachy orange than orange, but this one is for darker patches on more tanned or olive skins. This lilac-y purple one is for all skin tones, and it's for dullness and kind of fighting like fatigue, and giving you some radiance. Purple primer. And then this blue one is for sallow complexions on fair skin tones, which kind of sounds like something I would enjoy. I kind of just want to see if this is actually as blue as it looks in the bottle. So strange. It's not really doing anything. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see what this looks like if I just blend it out on my hand. I mean, it's very blue. Oh, it feels nice. It's like silky, very kind of like silicone base, which I wasn't expecting. Let's try the purple one as well. Okay, this one definitely does have like a purple cast on my hand. I can really see it there. Especially when you compare it to the blue side. It might not be so noticeable on camera, but I feel like, yeah, there's definitely some purple going on there. I think of the two, I really just want to try this blue one. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Don't want to end up looking like a Smurf, really. That would be not good. Okay, it definitely feels nice. I mean, it kind of reminds me a lot of the YSL primer with the gold flecks in it. It has a very similar feel to that in terms of its texture. So I feel like this is going to really help makeup go on quite smoothly as well. So I'm definitely more sallow, I'd say, like around my jaw, and kind of like the lower half of my face. So I don't know if it's my camera looking at it on the screen down here, or if it's the primer, but I do feel a little bit blue. I'm going to put some of the purple one on, why not, just to see. So this one's more for radiance. I'm going to put this on the top half of my face. Interesting combo. With all these color correcting type primers, I never really know if they are making such a difference. To me, actually, my skin looks a lot smoother down to the actual formulas of them. I feel like they filled in my pores quite well because they do have that kind of silicone-y base to them. I do feel like there is an overall evenness though, so maybe if you have slightly more to correct than I do with your skin tone before you go on with your base, these might be real lifesavers. So the foundations I have here are in 2 shades. We have B10 and B20. Normally in YSL foundations I am B10. Oh, I didn't know how that was working. I was trying to unscrew it, but it's actually a pump. I love it when products come with pumps, especially if they're in these like squeezy tubes. I think that's really handy. I'm actually just going to try both. Oh, can you see what's happening there? It's like it's not working. It's not connecting with my skin. Let me see if I can blend it out. Okay, that looks a bit better. That was really strange for a second there. There was something weird and the formula wouldn't sit right on my skin. I'm going to try a little bit of that on the hand that I didn't put the primer on, just to see if it has the same reaction. Yeah, the same thing is happening. This is really strange. It's almost like separating and turning into this very watery feeling texture. I guess that's where the water base comes in. I do have a sponge here to use and a brush too, just because these are my 2 kind of go-tos for applying foundation. But actually, I feel like this is definitely one to use with fingers. Now that I've felt the consistency, I don't think it would work with a sponge. Okay, I've never felt anything like this before. It is very strange. It's super watery. It almost feels like you are blending nothing into your skin. It's very weird. It's really hydrating though. And actually I'm surprised at how much coverage this has, going from feeling like pretty much nothing to, it's actually a really, I'd say like a medium to full coverage on my skin. That's really strange, but impressive. I am going to put a little bit on my forehead with the sponge just to see if this might work, because I feel like once you get past that initial like reaction where it turns watery, it is a little bit easier to blend out. Okay, this is actually working better than I thought it would. Okay, I've gone from being completely confused to just not understanding what's going on to not liking it to actually loving it in the space of about 5 or 10 minutes. The coverage on this is incredible. Like, it's so flawless looking, and yet I don't feel like I'm wearing anything more than a tinted moisturizer. Usually I wear foundations in the evening if I do want my skin to look a bit better and a bit more flawless and last longer. So I think this would be the kind of product that I, a person with really dry skin who likes their tinted moisturizers, would probably grab in the evenings and for things like that, for special occasions. I like this a lot. I'm really, really impressed by that. Okay, I've just finished up my base. I just put some bronzer and blusher and finished everything up there. And the next thing I have to test out are these in this super cute little box. Let me take the lid off of this. So these are the Vanish highlighting sticks from Hourglass. I never cease to be amazed by every launch that they bring out. I generally tend to absolutely love everything the brand does. So these are in the same packaging as their Vanish foundation, but they are highlighting sticks. So I'm just going to swatch all of these on my hand before I pick one to use. This one is called Champagne Flash. Very peachy. And it has that kind of like champagne-y undertone to it. Ooh, it's quite natural actually. It's not as intensely highlighty as I was expecting, but I think that is a gorgeous colour. Then we have Pink Flash. This one you can definitely see does have that more pinky undertone to it. It is a very pinky looking highlight. They do feel very creamy. They do have that similar consistency to the Vanish foundation where it just glides on super effortlessly. This one is Gold Flash, which has quite a light base to it. Rose Gold Flash. This one kind of looks a lot like the Pink Flash. It has that almost slightly pinky undertone to it, but it's a bit deeper. Oh, this one is also a lot more pigmented. If you can see the difference between the two there, there's a lot more of like a rosy finish to that one. And then the last shade is Bronze Flash. This one just looks stunning. It's like a true bronzy colour, and again, this is probably the most pigmented. You can definitely see that. I think today I'm going to use Champagne. I'm going to try just putting this straight on to my skin from the bullet here and see what that does. Ooh, quite intense. These are really, really pigmented. There's a lot to blend. Maybe it's quite a lot to just swipe that straight onto your skin. If you want that intense, super, super disco ball day glow highlight, then that is 100% the way to go. But I feel like pressing this on with your finger instead is probably a bit more of a subtle way to do it, and that's how I think is going to suit me the best. They are super creamy and just really, really nicely blendable. Look at that. That's such a nice, soft highlight. So in terms of how they're highlighting, there is no glitter in these. I think the end of the nose highlight is always my favourite. That's when I think it really brings everything together. So as these are a cream highlighter, you're definitely going to get that very wet look finish, which I think is super, super gorgeous. Very natural looking and like youthful and fresh. So those are the Hourglass Vanish sticks. I'd really like to try out the other colours too. The bronze one especially, I just want to take somewhere sunny with me and just wear that and nothing else. So also from Hourglass, I have this little box. This is the launch of their new Arch Brow Shaping Gel. These two longer pencils are the original Arch Brow Pencil. And then they've brought out a setting gel, which I love. I think setting gel is a really important step in a brow routine. What I think I'm going to do is fill in my brows normally as I would do with my Anastasia Brow Wiz, which I actually have right here, and then use the gel on top of that. I think that's going to be the best way to gauge how it really looks. So be right back. Just going to fill in these brows. So the 3 shades that I have here, because I do think they come in more colours than this, and Hourglass have just sent me out a shade range they think is going to work for me, but the ones I have are clear, blonde and warm blonde. So let's see what this warm blonde colour looks like. It's actually more of a mid-tone brown, I'd say. It's not super, super light, so that's good. Let's try blonde as well. So blonde is more of that like taupey, more cool toned sort of brow colour, which I think is actually what would suit me the best. And then we just have clear, so you can kind of see the brush a little bit better here. This brush is interesting. One side of it is really short and the other side is long. I think on one brow I'm going to use the clear just to see how this works. So my go-to brow product at the moment is the Glossy Brow Boy in Clear. I feel like this is definitely more of a gel than the kind of waxy consistency that the Glossier one has. That's really given my brows a lot of lift, and it's holding them up in place there, define them a lot more, and it looks like they're a lot kind of thicker. So that's kind of cool. I'm gonna try the blonde on the other side. So this is always my problem brow. This one never looks as good as the other side. They're not super pigmented, which I actually really like. I think sometimes when brow gels and brow setting products are really pigmented, it can just be way too much. What I'm getting most from these is that they actually just have made my brows look really full. And really thickened, and I like that a lot. I do like my brows to look very bold. You know that I like that kind of look, guys. I think I'm definitely going to keep on using these because first impressions are, I like them. I like the brushes too. I think the brush was really good on those. So if you like your sparkly, glittery, shimmery, awesome products, I think this next thing is going to be completely up your street. Look at these. These are from Covet. They are the Shimmer Veil liquid eyeshadows. They say they are for eyes, but they also say they can be used anywhere you want. I think these could be really beautiful on the eyes. So like a wash of colour and then just like with mascara on top. So the 6 shades that I have here are all kind of along the same line. Some of them are a bit different though. This one is blue. This one's called Halo. And yeah, it is just a very iridescent blue glitter, which intrigues me. So all of them actually have this super iridescent undertone to them, and they all have this very fine but very intense sparkly glitter in them, as well as like the iridescence. Still not sure how this blue would work out. Like that one is throwing me a little bit, but the rest of the shades are gorgeous. These two here, these lighter ones, are stunning, and actually the more bronzy one has turned out a lot more pink toned. I just really like all of these colors, so I'm gonna try and pick one. I think I'm gonna go for Moonstone. I just really love the shade of this. It reminds me a lot of one of the by Terry Ombre Black Stars, which I love but cannot remember the name of. So these come with a doe foot applicator. I think I'm just going to try and pop this on and blend it out with my fingers. I just want a very sheer, full lid covering, like no frills wash of this. Ooh, that is pretty. That shimmer, which probably won't pick up so well on camera, but that shimmer is gorgeous. I definitely noticed that that is setting as I blended it out, which is good to know. It's not going to kind of smear and smudge and stay too liquidy on the eye once you're wearing it. I do want to just see if I can build this up to be a bit more pigmented. So I've just put on some mascara to finish that off. Another new launch that I've actually been testing a bit recently is the Benefit BadGal Bang. Oh, you need a light hand with this mascara. It is going to give you a lot. This is one coat, literally one coat. So Covet Shimmer Veil. I like this a lot. This is actually going straight into my makeup bag. I just think it's so pretty. The color is gorgeous. I love the shimmer. It's a lot more than I usually do for an everyday look, but I just think that is so stunning and so pretty. So super impressed by this, and I really want to try out the other colors now. So final new launch that I have to show you guys and try out today are 2 new lipsticks from Charlotte Tilbury. These are 2 new shades of her Matte Revolution lipsticks, which are just some of my favorite things ever. I think they are the most beautiful formula of matte lipstick. There are also 2 new lip liners as well, 2 new lip cheat lip liners. I always love it when she adds new shades to this range because, again, these lip liners are just incredible. They are really good. So we have Bon Girl and Hot Gossip here. So Bon Girl is a slightly more reddy kind of tone. It's got like a bit of pink in there, but it's like this really rosy red. And then Hot Gossip I think is going to be super popular. It reminds me a lot of Pillow Talk, which is her really nice nude natural lip liner, but it's a lot more brown. And then the 2 lipsticks are just my kind of jam. I love these colors so much. This one is called Legendary Queen, and this one is Opium Noir, which is such a rich, dark, gorgeous shade. Look at that. The other is kind of more of a true red, actually. It looks a lot lighter now that I've swatched it. I feel like I just have to put this Opium Noir on because it's calling out to me. I'm gonna line my lips first with the lip liner just to see how that looks too. This is the Hot Gossip one. How gorgeous is that? I actually thought it might turn out to be a little bit too dark for me, but I like that a lot. Okay, so let's put this on. Ooh, these lipsticks are just so creamy and pigmented. They are amazing. So, new favorite lip color ever in the world. This matches my nails. I love it. Can you tell I'm super into this color at the moment? That is just the most beautiful burgundy deep red I've ever seen. I am obsessed. I'm obsessed. that's it. I actually really like how this makeup look has turned out. It's probably a little bit extra for just walking around and going to the shops like I was planning on today. So to sum up, I think these primers, as cool and fancy as they look, are probably one that I could easily give a miss. They don't really seem to have made much of a difference in terms of my complexion. This foundation though is one of my favorite things from this whole video. Looking at it now as well, now that it's settled down, love it, amazing. One of my standouts though obviously has been these Cover FX eyeshadows, or this shade in particular. I think that is just probably my favorite thing from the whole video that I've tried today, maybe apart from the lipstick. These two are my winners. I think they are gorgeous, gorgeous shades. So guys, I hope you enjoyed trying out these new bits with me. It's always so fun to test out new makeup. Give it a thumbs up if you want to see more of these type of things, and leave me a comment down below if you've tried any of these yet, or if there's any of these that you really want to get your hands on. So that is it from me today. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.